That shit's gonna go down tonight.
You'll be making labels.
Making labels.
You'll be organizing and making labels.
Counterfeit labels.
Nobody needs to know. It's best Brady doesn't find out anytime soon.
Well, if they start.
Okay. I think we made it.
Here we go, Friday.
I think we're here.
Hopefully everybody had a good Christmas.
Yeah, another Friday. Yeah, hopefully everyone did have a good Christmas. Merry Christmas, everyone out there.
I'd like to start out by saying something I never, ever thought I'd hear myself say.
Oh, a little treat for the people who are here early.
Kind of missing Tassin a little.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, don't take that the wrong way.
No, I understand.
Just saying.
Look, you and Tassin have been doing this a long time.
I never thought I'd miss him. I didn't. I can't believe I said that.
I don't mean to speak for anyone, but I thought you might.
I don't want to seem all like soft and emotional.
It's good that people know. I think they'll relate to that.
I would guess.
Ty Rush says, "I'm here, Mike."
Thanks, Ty. Rush. That means a lot.
He's here, dude.
Knowing someone's out there.
We already got someone asking about the gas regulator for the Lazarus. Out the gate asking about the gas regulator for the Lazarus.
Nice. Working on that.
Yep, working on it.
We'll have him be in and out before you know it.
I gotta get this pulled up on Instagram.
We've just been a little busy trying to keep our heads above water.
Yeah, it's been a crazy year.
Does it feel like that to you?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I've had my head in a bit of a hole. I don't know why that's not.
Okay, so what's our subject matter? Lazarus? No. Nomax?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to be covering, before we get to our general questions section, we're going to be covering
Look at it.
the Nomax 33, which many of you may be familiar with. But we're going to be talking through that thing, giving everyone a quick kind of rundown of the Nomax 33. And then we may just do a quick little revisit
Oh, hello.
of the Lazarus, specifically in the Xeno configuration. For no reason other than...
I just got my Nomax approved.
Congratulations.
Thanks. One day. I
Yeah.
went with 10.
You went with the 10?
Yeah.
Is that for a specific...
Yeah,
gun?
so it'd match my
Specific
rifle
gun, yeah.
a little. Have 10 MRAD to put it on,
Oh, yeah.
which will be nice.
You do like that MRAD.
I do. I'm not a huge bolt gun guy, but I kind of like that. I'm not anti-bolt gun, don't get me wrong. I just don't gravitate towards a lot of bolt guns.
Yeah. All right. Looks like we got people filtering in here. I want to see my...
Wonder how many of those people are getting paid at work to watch you.
Hopefully a few.
Yeah, hopefully.
We'd love to see it. All right. All right. So, quick rundown. Nomax 33. Here we have the raw titanium bead blasted version, but that'll also come in black and FDE,
Yeah, correct.
depending on your personal preferences. So this is our 33 caliber 3D printed titanium silencer. This thing's rated up to 33XC, which is not a caliber I'm personally very familiar with. But this is going to be your go-to for 338 Lapua.
I've loaded a little XC
Yeah?
for testing. Yeah, it's kind of cool. It's big. I think it's like, forgive me, I'd have to look, about 120 grains of H50 is what my load is with a 300 grain burger. Nice.
Substantial. I shot this quite a bit with the 338 Lapua when we were filming for it. And we put some 300 PRC through it as well. And that tames that 338 down really nicely.
It's also awesome on, like you say, the 30 cal stuff, but like Win Mag
Yeah.
and that sort of thing. If you dance between 30 and 33, that'd be a good solid can to do for both. That's kind of what I'm going to do with it.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's a question we get a lot is how is the Nomax at the 30 calibers for people that kind of want to do both. And it does well. It's great.
Well, the Nomax I know I've said this before. I don't mean to sound like a broken record, but it really shines with the very high pressure bottleneck cases. So that's nice. And also amazing on the sub stuff. But it's giant too for sub, so it does a really good job with that.
Yeah. Yeah, so this is a pretty big can.
Inch
Just-
and 3/4 diameter.
Just over 9 inches long without the adapter. 9.6 with the Zmax adapter, which we'll talk about Zmax here in just a minute. Yeah, 1.25 diameter. 12.9
3/4.
ounces. Oh, yeah, 1 3/4. Sorry, 1.75 inches. 12.9 ounces without the adapter. 15.4, so just under a pound with the adapter in there.
I believe that's, forgive me, adapter and muzzle device weight combined.
Mm-hmm. 18-inch barrel restriction on the 338 Lapua, which I don't know how many people are going shorter than that on 338, but
I wouldn't think a lot.
not a lot.
You don't want to erode your blast baffle. I mean, it is a titanium can. It's
Yeah.
a printed can, but it is printed out of TI, so you want to be a little mindful of getting it hot. It's a bolt gun can.
Yeah. So the Nomax, as far as the internals go, the baffle structure is similar to the Nomad
Correct.
TIXC baffles, and this has these get printed with like really enhanced grip features. Everything here on the outside of the can, those are printed pretty deep, so you can get a good grip on the can. And then the tool features on the bottom of the can as well are nice and deep, so it's easy to get a good grab on that with the tools. Change your adapter if you need to.
Yeah, it is certainly Nomad-esque baffle structure. It's tweaked a little bit, so it's got a little bit less back pressure, and of course, it's kind of designed to drain powder. So it's I wouldn't say if you had and not that, I mean, it wouldn't matter in this case because it's 33 cal, but I tell people and I have a regular Nomad and I don't want to change it for a printed Nomad, too bad. It's just not different enough to your regular Nomad still in play for sure. The welded one.
So let's talk Zmax. Made sure that was hand loosened
With your 1 1/4 inch wrench.
beforehand. Yeah, so Zmax that's the mounting system that ships with the Nomax 33. Does have hub taper threads,
Correct.
so it'll be compatible with a lot of hub mounting systems.
It's a 1 3/8 thread. So, yes, it will, as long as what you're threading into it is less than like 0.48 in length, thread length, so it doesn't run into the taper.
Yeah.
If you try to thread something that's like, say, 550 or somewhere in that range in there, the end of the threads will run into, there's a taper printed into the bottom of the can, machined into it, that this taper interfaces with to help it stay tight and get concentricity. So you want to make sure that you're not running into that.
Yeah.
Most things can be cut. If you have something that's a little too long, you can trim it back to where it doesn't touch that. If it doesn't have hub taper, if it has hub taper, the adapter will be, I don't know, 20, 30 thou, something like that, away from seating against the base of the can. But if you have something without hub taper, it will seat directly against the back of the can, just like any kind of hub thread wheel, and that's totally fine.
So for anyone who's not familiar, the Zmax mounting system it's just like our Xeno mounting system. It's this kind of the same concept, dual taper, reverse thread. It's just bigger. It's the Xeno made beefier and made bigger to support these muzzle devices for these larger calibers.
Scaled up a little bit.
Yeah, bigger bore.
It gives you a bigger brake surface as well.
Yeah, and the muzzle devices for Zmax are these single port muzzle brakes. Help with some recoil reduction as well. But that's just like our Xeno. I mean, that offers great gas seal, great lockup, great repeatability and return to zero every time.
Yeah, same idea there.
Yeah. So, any questions that we have here specifically about the Nomax 33 or the Zmax mounting system? Let us know.
We should probably say standard end caps.
Yeah.
Regular R series end caps.
R series end caps. Yep.
Is there going to be a Nomax 33 e-brake?
Yes, there will. We just haven't yet, but yes, sir.
There will be.
Repeat the question, because they can't hear me.
Yeah, we had a question if there's going to be a Nomax 33 e-brake, because we know you guys love the e-brakes for our Nomad 30 and our Sandman series, everything else. So there will be an e-brake for the Nomax 33. Although we would currently recommend that you probably don't use the 30 cal e-brakes on the Nomax 33.
Well, it's got a aperture sized for 30 cal, so
Yeah, don't go for that. What else we got? Any questions specific to the Nomax 33? This guy said Nomax 33 plus e-brake equals a great 6.5 Creedmoor can.
fair.
Yep.
Fair.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's a good combo, good use of the current 30 cal e-brake. Anything else about the Nomax? I don't know if we have a ton of questions that are Nomax 33 specific.
Well, we can answer any question you've got then.
This guy said 33 arc can. So this will definitely be a good option if you're going to want to do 33 arc.
A little much for ARC.
Yeah.
But yes.
But yeah, it'll do it.
That would do it.
And it'll be nice and quiet.
You might want to arc out of something more like, shoot, forgive me. It's been a long day already. 9mm can.
Nomax 33 and 10 mil?
No. No. Don't do that.
Interesting question.
10 won't fit through it. 10's 40 cal.
So no. So no on the 10 mil for the Nomax. All right, let's see what else we got here.
A lot of people want to know about your car and like,
What do you want to know about it?
I don't know, they wanted an update on the Bonneville.
They're commenting on the Bonneville.
Lots of them.
Well, I think it's been maybe 3 years ago, we gave that car away. That car went to Arizona. I'm not sure whatever became of it. I've got a similar hunk of trash with a Buick emblem on it out there in the parking lot right now. Like a 2008 Buick Lucerne. I paid top dollar for it, though. I give a guy $3,000 for it when we gave the Bonnie away and I needed another car.
Goodbye.
Doesn't quite have. It's close to, but it doesn't quite even have 200 thou on it, so it's still a pretty nice car.
Yeah.
I got a question here about the BPG cover for the Wolverine on the website. Will it work with the e-brake?
E-brake and Wolverine combo.
And the BPG cover.
The burn-proof gear.
You know, that's a good question.
Cane
We
cover.
don't see a lot of e-brake and Wolverine combo, general speak. The aperture is a little bit small in an e-brake for a Wolverine unless you're on 545 or 556, something like that. I'll have to look at that.
So I've seen, and I don't know that I can speak to this too much because I haven't done it myself, but I've seen people running the burn-proof gear can covers with an e-brake. You know, you get the cover for
Right.
your silencer, and so it is the length of that can, so the e-brake sticks out farther than the cover. So you obviously wouldn't want to have the cover going all the way to the end of the e-brake. That would be very bad.
Yeah, but a Wolverine cover wouldn't do that, right?
No.
I would think so. I've just never put those two items together with e-brake on Wolverine.
Lazarus 6, good to go on 6 Max.
Yeah, oh yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, we had a couple people ask that one. Lazarus, yeah, I mean, Lazarus is awesome on all those 6 mil calibers.
Well, that's a Haynes printed can 282, so you're not going to overpressure that.
6 Max, 6 Creed,
Yeah, agreed.
you're going to love it.
Yeah, it'll be good for all that sick stuff.
And somebody asked specifically if he should do a Lazarus for 6 Max for Coyotes or just go with another Nomad. I mean, if you're shooting 6 Max, try a Lazarus.
Tough call, but lighter with regular Nomad, right? I don't know. It just depends on what you want.
Yeah, that's
no
true.
wrong answer there.
That's true. If you're putting it on if you're going for lightweight, you could get the Nomad TIXC, especially if you're just running it on a bolt gun.
100%.
That'd be pretty nice. Looking to suppress a M1A loaded precision in 308. Can't find an adjustable gas plug for it. Any suggestions or recommendations? Would a flow through help?
It would help, yeah. Yeah, it would. I've seen a lot of those with a regular cone-style baffle can on as well. I'm sure that a gas regulator will come up. I'm guessing you've already put the adapter on the front sight to give it some 5/8 threads. Or guide check that rifle.
There's a question in here about what the X is about.
Oh yeah, we do have a few questions about the.
Well,
We teased a little Christmas video.
much like the iPhone people, we're coming up on 10 years, so probably see that X a little bit this year. Huh?
Yeah. Yeah. So
Can't really say yet.
yeah, keep an eye out. But thanks for noticing. Our little X logo on Christmas. Hope you guys had a Merry Christmas again. Oh, someone said that doesn't look like Tassin. That's true. For everyone who got here a little later, we are missing Tassin. He has allotted himself some well-deserved time off.
Taslin's back at his dad's house for a couple weeks.
Enjoying his
I think he'll be back on the 3rd or something like that, right?
yeah, enjoying his holiday time off, so we'll see him back before too long. Let's see what else we got here. Of all the dead air cans, which will be quietest on my basic 16-inch AR-15?
I'd say Lazarus. Be your best bet there.
Nice Lazarus 6.
Yeah. That would be my suggestion. Now, if you put a very large, say, Nomad long on there, it would be quieter at the muzzle. It would. But it would also get louder at the ejection port where you are. So you would think it was quieter as an observer, but louder as a shooter, if that makes sense.
Important to note.
Usually always best to go with the right tool for the job kind of a thing.
Yeah.
I think a Lazarus would be your thing there.
Yeah. You are a right tool for the right job kind of guy.
I like to think that, yeah.
Yeah, big time. We have a couple comments saying 8.6 sounds great with Nomax 33. Very
Nice.
happy.
Nice.
That is, 8.6 subs to the Nomax is very quiet.
Agree.
Will my Wolfman be quieter than a Lazarus on my 16-inch AR?
It'd be close. I'd have to actually look at some numbers, and I could answer that, but we do so much testing, and there's so many numbers, I can't sort them all like that without looking.
Someone thinks we should call Tassin anyway.
Just call him in. FaceTime him in.
Well, I'd say this. If he wanted to be here, he would, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
He's probably laying low.
Yeah, I think we let him enjoy his well-deserved time off.
Yeah, I told him I'd really, really try not to bug him, and I've really tried not to. I included him on an email yesterday and felt a little guilty about it. That's the point, right?
I've included him on a few emails. We'll see what he says. Should I clean my mask if swapping between calibers, 22 and 5.7?
Always a good idea. Yes. I would definitely do that.
Does the Lazarus do well on a 12.5 5.56?
Yes.
Great.
Yeah, the bulk of our testing has been on 10.5, so
That's an awesome can on your shorter barrel.
been around that a lot.
Your shorter barrel ARs, that's an awesome can. What's the best 30 cal can for AR platform and the quietest?
Well, again, as an observer, not the shooter, a bigger can would always sound better. Nomad L would certainly be quieter to people around, but I would think at this point, I would say Sandman S would be probably your best blend of not having a bunch of port noise. Kind of a Sandman S fan. I do. Or Wolverine. I'm like a Wolverine on that setup.
Yeah.
I know I'm not saying that you should do that, but that would be my move for sure.
No, that's great.
A lot of right answers on that, right?
And as the kids say these days, it is a vibe. The Wolverine on it,
fair.
like that, it's a vibe. It's got a look to it. It's got a feel to it.
I'll probably never say it's a vibrate or a, what's the other thing they say, a clutch fork or whatever. I don't see myself saying that.
It's all right. I think
Clutch disc. That's so clutch disc.
I don't think anyone expects that of you.
Okay, good. Good, because that makes me uncomfortable to think about saying that.
Will the sound be better on the Nomax over the Nomad L with 300 PRC?
It'd be pretty spot on.
Pretty close.
Yeah. I don't know that you could tell the difference if you heard them. Find it on a meter, but
Yeah,
it'd be right there.
it's marginal. Both sound great.
On one hand, you've got the proper bore size, and on the other hand, you've got a little more volume, so that it kind of equals out.
The thick wick, a regular here on the lives.
Which we appreciate. Thank you.
Had an end cap strike on my Mojave 9. Can I send the cap in without having to send the whole can in?
No.
Unfortunately, that's a no.
Sorry, but we do that in one day.
Yeah, we're going to want to probably also just make sure everything's all good to go. Get that all taken care of for you. But yeah, that'd be a quick one. See what else we got here. Oh, this guy is interested to know, Mike, how do you do it? Always stay so dang sexy looking.
Oh, thanks for saying that. It must come with age. I find myself in this geriatric position that I'm in now, and that's just kind of the way it is.
Like a good wine.
You don't know about that.
Better with age.
More like a nice Morgan David that someone left on the back of a shelf and then figured out it was still sitting there.
All right. What else we got here?
I'd help you read the questions, but I look at the computer, but all I see is a blur. Really, I can't read anything on it.
Mr. Slade, what's up, man? Good to see you on here.
Yeah, how are you?
He said Wolverine all the things.
Well, I like that.
A man after your own heart.
Yeah. Slade's cool.
Slade is cool. Great photos. Takes cool photos.
Obviously.
He's having a good time out there.
Yeah. That's a good looking man.
Pew Pew Daily. What's up, man?
What's up, brother?
Cannot wait to run my Sandman S mill suppressor on my Sig Rattler here soon.
Dude, I'm pumped that you like that. We dug deep for one of those.
Yeah. Seriously.
We got that done.
Best can for my 16-inch Daniel Defense 308 LE marksman rifle.
Slade and I would do Wolverine, but probably Sandman S is what you're looking for.
Yeah. Sandman S would be a good way to go. Or you could do a Nomad.
Yeah. Regular Nomad would be also a fine choice.
Nomad 30 could be nice.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of if you're gonna really beat it up, Sandman S. What else we got here? Any difference in cam preference for ARs? If it's this is your question.
Okay.
Any difference in can preference for ARs if it's a 20-inch barrel?
Ooh. Okay. I know this is going to be, and I'm sorry, I don't mean to be a broken record, but I do Wolverine on 20-inch. And it sounds amazing. I mean, it's that combo is very, very good sounding and very low back pressure and just, I think, super sexy looking. So that's kind of that's a staple for me. I do Wolverine with the Xeno mount on a rifle. But I'm a big fan of 20-inch rifles.
Yeah. I know you do fancy yourself a long gun.
I like to keep them handy, you know.
Just one or two around the
I
premises.
like to have a rack, you know, in case I'm doing a Zoom call or whatever, so I have a decent looking background.
Smart.
Not one of these backgrounds that you download off of wherever people download Zoom backgrounds. I don't know how to do that.
You shouldn't have to.
I do know how to put a rack of rifles on the wall.
Yeah. If you keep your background good enough, you don't need to be downloading anything.
You don't need to buy a background
It's a simple solution.
or change it.
All right. Best way to clean the dead air mask.
You know, there's a lot of commercially available ways to clean it. There's some kind of home remedies that can be a little aggressive. I prefer stainless pin tumbling. It's kind of my go-to. That's what I do. When we get some dirty cans, bring in the old pin tumbler. Give it about somewhere between 4 and about 20 hours, depending on how clean I'm trying to make them.
Yeah.
Do I want it to look brand new, like they've never been used? Then
And how dirty it was.
a couple days at work, churning those. That's the easiest way to do it, I think.
Plus that tumbler gives a nice background noise.
Yeah, kind of a soothing din in the background.
Yeah, it'll
to
just kind of calm things down.
annoy the warehouse guys. I apologize to them when I do it. Sorry, guys. It's going to be a couple days of the old churning over here.
I like it. Here's an interesting question. Can I use the jam nut when installing Chemo Flash Hider on Tavor X95 or just go to the shoulder? IWI says use the jam nut. Just want your opinion.
No, you cannot use a jam nut. You want to use a shoulder seating muzzle device. All the muzzle devices are not shoulder seating. The shoulder seating ones are cut very square, where the muzzle of the barrel will touch it. So I'm not saying that you can't do it. You can do it. I can't stop you from doing it. You could jam nut. If you chose to do that, I strongly recommend using an alignment rod and making sure that the amount of play that is in threads, you're just like on all the thread play. When you go to a fixed either barrel shoulder or muzzle face, you get a machine square surface that will square everything up instead of letting it kind of get out of concentricity the amount of thread play that you have. If that makes sense, hopefully that.
So good question.
Great question.
Here's another good question. What does full auto really mean with the Lazarus 6? How many mags / fire schedule on average before giving it a break with SBR? Like 10-3.
We do it on a schedule of about 4 mags and then let it cool off a little bit, but it's a little hard to look at after 4 mags. It's a bright orange color.
Yeah.
I would say 4 mags every, 15 minutes or something like that. I mean, if you were to just straight run it, a lot of times you'll pop a gas tube somewhere along the way, so your gas tube will melt out of there. I mean, on, impingement AR, but it's kind of I'd like to think of it as kind of I see people run like a 249 or 240 really super hard, but FN says you should run a 200 round magazine in burst for 100 rounds, and then you can do a straight pull of the trigger for the second 100 rounds in a 200 round magazine. And you could link all the ammo you wanted together and hold the trigger down as long as you wanted, but it will ruin the barrel and the gas system and the receiver is aluminum, and they just don't fare too well for that. So there is a firing schedule on a belt fed. I'd just say use some. I mean, I don't mean to sound like, I'm talking about certain times when people use this phrase common sense in the, gun control world or whatever. But a little common sense exercise there, I think, would be all you need to do.
Yeah. Yeah. But, I mean, good question, because
Great question.
That's definitely that full auto rated is kind of it's a widely used term, and I think different people kind of define it a little bit differently. So
I'd say this, regardless of what can it is, you can pretty much pop it, unless it was just some giant belt fed can that would for sure melt the gun down first. But any normal, portable, non-crew serve kind of silencer, you could pop if you wanted.
The Thick Wick. One day I'm going to get a VZ61 Scorpion for when the time comes. Is the Wolverine too much or just right?
Well, your Scorpion 32 cal, I'm guessing, or 380. You couldn't do 380, it'd be too big for it. You're talking the 32 ACP, I'm guessing. You might want to double check that that'll slide through there, but it'd be tight.
Yeah.
You could do it, though.
Although we appreciate the...
I mean, I like
thought.
the idea.
Yeah,
I do.
I like the idea of it very much. Underrated setup that I love is my Sandman K on my G36C.
Oh, nice. That's classy.
Yeah. Classy maneuver. 16-inch 5.56 and for 300 Win Mag Savage. Which suppressor?
You know what I was just thinking? Sorry. I'm still on the last question.
Okay, yeah, let's...
We need G36 type money. That's what we're lacking here.
We do.
Okay, sorry. Say that again. I want a G36. I just don't want to pay for it.
Yeah, I'd like to get into that game. Okay, we're covering a little bit of a spread here.
Okay.
16-inch 5.56 and for 300 Win Mag Savage. Which suppressor?
Well,
We have some options.
I would do a stainless Nomad, straight, short Nomad, if I had to do that. No, that's not true. I'd do a Wolverine. That's really what... I'm not saying you should do that, but it doesn't sound all bad on a mag rifle, but that's kind of a... If it were me, and I don't want to sound like the kind of a person that's trying to hard sell another dude, you should really think about that and get the one that you want the most for the rifle that you want to use it on.
Yeah.
And then get the second one later when you can. I know that's a horrible answer, right?
Look,
I feel dirty saying that.
right tool for the right job kind of guy.
Well,
At the end of the day,
yeah, but there are a couple things you could do. You could do Sandman S.
yeah, Sandman S is going to be...
Sandman S would be good. Sandman S, Wolverine, or Nomad. But they're all going to have a little bit of give and take one to the other.
Yeah.
But you have a few choices from us you can accomplish that, and it won't be all bad.
Think about which one of those you kind of prioritize more as far as like suppression goes, and probably play to that.
I think really Lazarus or Sierra 5 and Nomad L would be my top picks if I was going to do one for each.
This guy says, I regret buying the Nomad LTI and not the same NS. Will it be okay on a 5-inch 300 black with supers and subs? Maybe a few mags through it at a time at the highest volume of fire?
Forgive me, but I believe that Nomad titanium has a 12-inch barrel restriction.
Mm-hmm.
So it's more akin to a bolt gun can. Now, stainless steel Nomad, regular 17.4 Nomad, you could do that with. Better.
Yeah, I would.
That's a tough one.
On the TI, I would stick to the barrel length restrictions on that one.
Yeah, you got to be a little ginger with volume of fire on titanium cans. They're, general speak, best suited as bolt gun cans.
This guy said, I did a review on my YouTube of the Lazarus 6. Great can, awesome job. My YouTube is Bricks Tactical. Nick and I actually watched that video yesterday.
Nice.
And it's a great video. He was very knowledgeable about the product.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's good to see. We actually are, to make just one more mention of the Lazarus, because I have it here on the table, specifically in the Xeno configuration. We're actually starting to see, it's been out. That hit the market in August, I think. So it's been out enough time now that we're starting to see, the people that are doing some thorough reviews and some thorough videos. We're starting to see more of those videos hit YouTube and hit the internet. And, people are saying really good things.
It takes a while.
It's doing really well. So we're pretty pumped to be seeing that. We're excited that
awesome.
everyone's enjoying it, and it's stacking up really well against other cans. And so if you guys do have questions or want to know more about the Lazarus, like there are more videos put out by other people than just us that are starting to hit. There's some good thorough testing going on out there.
Nice.
Can I run Wolfman short on 11.5.556?
Yes.
Yes. From Texas to you, Mike, thanks for all you do for this industry and for keeping the information flowing.
Oh, thank you. Kind of you to say.
Millennial Marksman. Any negative side effects on a Nomad 30 with 10-inch barrel 308, or just in general still getting flashed through suppressor due to short barrel?
Yeah, short barrel. You might try an e-brake on that, but you're just going to get a bunch of unburnt powder no matter what you do there.
Here's an interesting question from that same guy who said, thanks for all you do, Millennial Marksman. He said, with the popularity of suppressors, how do we get shooters thinking about suppressed systems that are better with tuning for the can than putting a muffler on your car?
Well, that's a good question, and
I think it just comes with time and educating yourself.
well, I think experience.
Yeah.
I see a lot of people, and it doesn't seem super foreign to me to pick a can and host firearm that are probably going to go really well together, but I've done it a lot. And you've got to keep in mind that there's a lot of people starting to get into it and they just don't have any experience, and they would think the same way that a lot of people, myself and a lot of people included in this, it would always be better to put the largest suppressor on to get the quietest result. But you'll find out that is not the case. Yeah, on a semi-auto platform, that just drives Portnoy's up. You know, I don't know how to help people. We try to answer any question that anybody has. If you can call in or email us or something like this little fun little venue that we do, but you're just going to have to get a little experience at it, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know, it's a strange little game to play. It's just like the firearms. You look at where, if you've been buying and shooting firearms for a long time, you find your niche. Like when I started out, I wasn't I didn't have the same likes and things that I was into as I do now. Some of the stuff I thought would be super awesome kind of sucked.
Yeah.
And then some
Ain't
stuff
that the truth?
I was a little ho-hum on. Like, you know, for example, and this has been some time ago, maybe late 80s, early 90s kind of era for me, I had watched these old World War II vets at gun shows. This is way before the internet or any of this free information that everybody has in their pocket all the time.
Different times.
And I watched them get super excited about these just incredibly stupid looking wooden M1 Grands. And I just didn't get it. I was like, but why? And on a whim, I bought this super nice, less than $1 million Springfield with the lock bars still on it and everything. And I started to shoot that rifle, and I had to have a buddy of mine. I was like, how? I'm trying every which way I can, and I can't get the ammunition into the clip. And this buddy of mine's laughing at me, and he lines it all up, and clicks went in. And it's like, that's how you do it. And I was like, okay, thank you. Because I was getting a little frustrated here. But I took it out thinking it would be kind of ho-hum, and I fell in freaking love with that. And I became I'm a huge M1 Grand fan. I look at them totally different now than the young, full, know-it-all, full head of hair Mike looked at them. I covet them now as well, so I get it. I'm just saying you change.
Yeah.
Everything changes, and I probably would be a little ho-hum about the Grants if I'd never been exposed to them, you know?
Yeah. You figure things out as you go.
Yeah.
But I appreciate the question because it is, as suppressors are becoming more and more popular, you know, the wait times came down and more people are getting in the game. It's part of that. So many of these questions is like, really the answer ends up being what's the right tool for the right job. So
I think, like myself, I think a lot of people, if you're not in this camp already, you'll end up eventually getting there. The longer the barrel, the rifle that you choose to put a can on, general speak, the better the shooting experience is. Food for thought. I know everybody wants it to be high speed and door kicking and short, but that's why I kind of favor a 20-inch rifle. I'm not doing anything high speed or really active at all. I was lucky. I had to crawl up the stairs to get in here. I thought I was going to have you throw me a rope and drag me up.
We would have done it
the rest of the way.
We would have done it. But I knew you'd make it.
All the high speed stuff, I just want something that's nice to shoot, and something longer with the can is, for me, much more pleasurable experience.
All right. You know, there's been a number of comments of people asking how our certain cans stack up to cat cans. How the Mojave is, what's quieter, Mojave or the cat?
You know, there should be plenty of data out there.
Yeah.
Although, we've never really done much in the way of cat can testing to this point. Maybe we should. We do some internal testing. We don't really publish it much. I think it's kind of, I don't know, sometimes it can be kind of a low class move to stomp someone and then say. There's plenty of people that'll do that and say.
Can copper fouling in centerfire rifles cause a baffle strike?
If there's enough of it, absolutely.
Yeah.
Of course.
Best suppressor for my 30-30 Marlin that Santa brought me.
Well, of course, I'd put a Wolverine on it. No, I'm just kidding. I actually wouldn't do that. Probably.
I like that this has been a Wolverine heavy episode.
Well, that's just life, right?
Merry Christmas to all of us.
It's what you like. Probably what you want to get there would be a primal with an eye towards putting it on, I'm guessing, a 45-70 and things of that nature are not out of question for you. Unless it's a one-time thing, then throw whatever 30 cal can you want on. Like, you can't miss. It's got a pretty long barrel on it. I'm guessing it would have to with the mag tube and all. Everything's going to sound good on lock breech. Like, it doesn't matter. All the port noise and back pressure and yada yada, you want something like that'll make the worst can sound great. Low amount of volume of gas. That's an easy one.
That's great. Let's see. I think we're actually about done here. We'll just grab a couple more here while we're at it. I had one that I wanted to. I enjoy the Mojave 9 on my PCC, but I have cycling issues on my 9mm Glocks. I've run everything from 115 grain up to 165 grain. Think it's the lack of back pressure due to the flow-through design. Any thoughts?
Yes, you should come down 1 or 2 pounds on your mainspring, your slide spring, the main recoil spring. That, general speak, will fix you up. But yes, you're spot on with what's going on there.
Yeah. Got to play with the spring weights on that one. And that's not super uncommon when it comes to suppressing pistols.
Think of that as your buffer weights or gas block on an AR.
Same concept.
SIGs seem to suffer from that, general speak, more than Glocks do, but like anything, it can happen on any of them.
All right. Oh, and someone chimed in and said, I usually use 13 pounds on a Glock 19.
Nice.
That's nice. Thanks for chiming in.
I think, what's the standard, like 16 or 17 maybe, so he's gone down a few. Perfect.
All right. I know the Wolverine is a better fit, but I have a Wolfman with the Key Micro from Zmax. Will it run well on the ZPAP 92?
It should, yeah.
Yeah, that should be nice.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with that. Pretty universal can of Wolfman.
Best option for a 10-inch 300 blackout.
The full-length Nomad L is the quietest thing that we have for that.
Yep.
And you don't have to worry about, you don't have enough powder volume in the 8 or 12 grains of powder that has in it to worry about port noise. Second to that would be a Wolfman, and a Wolfman is very close second to it, and those two cans are Very solid for sub black.
Nomad L 300 Blackout Subsonics is a delight.
It is an outstanding.
It's a delight to shoot.
I'd like to use the term magical.
Magical.
Can I say that?
Yeah.
Okay, I said it.
Best suppressor for DD M4 PDW, 7-inch barrel. Short barrel 5.56.
Everything's gonna kind of suck on that, but
Let's be honest from the start.
I think your best thing from us would be Lazarus 6.
Yeah, I'd go Lazarus on that one. Super tough, low back pressure.
That's a lot of unburnt powder. Secondary ignition, yada, yada, yada. Look, something to be better than nothing.
Yeah.
Because with nothing, that is like a explosion, right?
Yeah, that's a loud little setup.
You know how I'm kind of a fan of longer AR-15s?
I remember you mentioning that,
I
yeah.
feel like I should tell you something right now. I've got a 6.5-inch 5.56 gun. It's an old, I try to think of the name of the place. They have been out of business for 10 or 15 years. Olympic Arms. It's an old Olympic Arms. It's got like a pigtail gas tube, so it'll run. It sounds horrible.
Little
But it's kind of cool.
Pigtail gas tube is crazy.
So I get the gentleman with the 7.5's pain. Understand?
Have you run that gun with cans on it?
I haven't run it with the can on it recently. I've never put a Lazarus on it, although we could if you wanted to.
That could be nice to try.
But no, it's a choppy little devil.
I'm curious enough to try it.
It's cool looking because it's, super small, but I'll bring it in.
Yeah, bring it in. Let's run a few rounds.
I should have showed it to you.
Well,
Probably didn't see it when you were over there.
no, but I mean, we were being selective about what we looked at.
It's small and easy to miss.
Yeah. And I only had so much time there, so I wanted to only ask about some really interesting pieces. All right. Well, we'll do 2 more, and then we got to call this thing. Cycling issues on a 6-inch 300 black, non-adjustable gas black block, Wolfman, H4 buffer carbine extension.
What kind of issues it having?
Yeah, that is the question.
Does it? I'd email into us and we can talk a little bit more and we'll try to figure out what you've got going on there, but probably have a few questions to ask to try to narrow that down for you.
Yeah, give us a call or send an email, info@deadairsilencers.com.
We'll work through that.
Yeah,
with you.
we'll get you taken care of. And then best 22 LR suppressor host pistol. Please and thanks.
Okay. This is going to sound I know it's not what you think I'm going to say because it's
I'm excited.
weird.
I'm excited for this.
Beretta 71.
Ooh.
That's like my favorite, best sounding. I'm not saying you should get one, but that's right up there for me. In currently available kind of platforms, we use a lot of like Mark type Rugers.
Yeah.
For 2245, that sort of thing. Those always sound really good.
Yeah.
I'd say that'd be my actual, not my honest answer, but my like politically correct answer that you can just go get.
Yeah, the Rugers are awesome. And Volkortsen
Yeah, sure.
Makes a really nice
Of course,
one too.
and they're all I mean, there's a lot of Ruger-based stuff out there.
Really similar, yeah, performance.
Tactical solutions and on and on.
Yeah. All right. Well, unfortunately, it is still a work day.
Okay, let's get back at it.
We got some stuff to do. But thank you, everyone, for joining in. Thanks for all your questions and all your participation in the comments. We'll be back at this again in 2 weeks. So
See you next year. Have a great weekend.
be prepared for that. Yeah, see you guys next year. Thanks, everybody.